what I wanted to just talk about for a little while is this idea of presence. You know, in meditation we talk a lot about being in the moment, and it's actually quite difficult to describe what that is, because the moment is constantly shifting. You're in the moment and it's the next moment, it's the next moment. So it's all very well and good, but it doesn't actually help you in the practice of the meditation. But this idea of presence is a very powerful tool to use in our meditation. It's like creating an impression on your mind, or even on your soul. It's quite deep. If you really observe something steadily, quietly, in a still position, for long enough, and just really take it all in, it kind of leaves more of a lasting impression. What we tend to do is we see something beautiful, we take a picture of it, yeah, and then we file it away, we move on, we take this picture, that picture. So what we have later on is a memory of that through the photograph. And a memory is a different thing. A memory is more connected to our thinking. Yeah? It's just a recall. It's not such a powerful experience, if you like. And it was in a film I was watching, and the photographer was waiting and waiting for this beautiful leopard to appear. I think it was A Secret Life of Walter Mitty, actually. And it was quite, just one of the scenes, and suddenly it appeared. And Walter said to Sean Penny, take a picture, take a picture, take a picture. And he just stood there with the camera and he just looked. He says, no, the camera will be a distraction at this moment. Yeah. So that it had been all about the camera and taking the photograph, and not about taking in this very rare opportunity to observe this beautiful creature, and everything just still and just watching. And he said, yeah, now I'm in the moment, through this presence. What is there is now here. Yeah. What is there is now here. And it kind of goes deep. So what it means is that later on, you perhaps just close your eyes, or and you can kind of, that comes to your mind, it recalls how you really felt at that time. Not what you were thinking, but what you really felt about it. And that is what the presence is. Now obviously if you're sitting outside and you're in nature and you're doing your meditation, you can do it without your eyes being closed, and you can just focus on something, gaze at something really beautiful, and just enjoy that observation. That is meditation. There's a presence there that is very powerful. It's like a newborn baby. The presence of that newborn baby is incredibly powerful. I can remember when my first child was born, particularly because I was there and he was there, holding just the eyes. He just looked into the eyes, and there was kind of a presence, a deep connection, you know, with something that's alive. And you find that draws you, any new creature, doesn't it? Or anything really beautiful in nature draws you, and you just can't help by appreciating that. So this is the presence that we're looking for. As we're sitting here, we may have to rely on other things to help us to find that presence, either through visualization or through other things that are happening within our body during the meditation. Obviously the breathing is a presence, or it can just be something we take for granted. We can be aware of the breathing, but are we really observing it as it passes through our body? And you can almost imagine that breath of air is not just going in and out, but you almost imagine if it's going deep into yourself, as if it's been absorbed. So there's more to the breath than just the oxygen. There's more to it than just that. It's the breath of life. And being fully observant in that breath of life makes us observe that presence. So it's that creates this powerful feeling within us. So when we're starting off in the meditation, we're sitting like this, a simple posture. It's just as if you are sitting outside, so observing everything, the sensations, what you can see, what you can hear, what you can feel. In this context, your eyes can be closed and you're observing what's happening within your body, within that stillness. Whatever it is, you can even fully observe the presence of pain, discomfort, because it's just there. There are some times, when you've got that ache in your body or pain in your body, you press, and it's a kind of nice pain. Kind of feeling. So these situations do arise. But when we're just sitting here, we get an opportunity to fully observe and be present in the breathing. So we spend a little time with that. There'll be sounds going on with the bowls, and you can use that as an observation tool. And you really feel like the resonation from the bowls is kind of coming in. Very clear presence. And then the next stage, when we bring the hands to the center, it intensifies that presence. We can have all this sensation, all this awareness, but until it's actually focused, it's not at that point it becomes more powerful. It's like anything, once you contain it into a smaller space, it's more powerful, like gunpowder. So when we bring our hands to the center, the left on the top here, it's as if we're bringing that presence. It's like a seed, the seed is very powerful. It's the presence. It's the essence of the whole planet. It's coming from that. So in a sense, this is where it all begins, this focus. And it's quite deep and almost dark presence. Because everything starts from deep and in a dark place, if you like. People get frightened of the dark, but the dark is where the power resides. It's where it comes from. Everything comes out of the depth of darkness. It's transformed into light, which is expression of that power. So here, when we're sitting, we're just coming to that point, doing a little bit of the meditation, and at the same time just enjoying the quietness, the stillness. And another aspect of presence is there is no past, there is no future. It's about what's happening at that moment, and that is what's really powerful. When you're thinking about the past and you're trapped in what's gone on before, and you're maybe feeling guilty or regret or anything else, that takes away, draws away, through your thinking, takes away your power. And if you're busy dreaming about the future that's yet to come, that dilutes it. But when you're totally present in the present, feel that is when everything concentrates. And then, if we bring the hands up towards the abdomen here, then the next part of that is that presence of vitality, a feeling of energy and vitality, get up and go and so on. And that's very focused in this area of the body. This is the area of transformation. It's like the alchemy of meditation. Here, physically, everything is exchanging, digesting, exchanging, assimilating and giving us energy in this part of the body. So we really develop this sense of power and presence here. It's like lighting the fire. So we've got the candle, we've got the wick, we light the fire, things are transforming. And so you start to be more aware of that. And as we do that, we're going to move the hands around this area in a circular fashion. So you come up the left side and then down the right side, up through the stomach, down from the liver, round and round. At the same time, breathing in more deeply. Yeah, so like air increases the fire, breathing increases the feeling of vitality with this. And then we just rest here, open the hands, and just feel as if that light and warmth is just filtering up. Yeah. And so we just enjoy that feeling, that presence of light, as if it's a beautiful day, the sun is shining, everything is out there, just bathing in that presence of light and warmth, if you like. And through that, the hands then feel the light, and you want to release and open up. And then this signifies the presence of the air and the space and the lightness, so we can imagine that we're like birds in the sky, and we're just flying free and easy. But it's that presence of almost freedom, you know, of having nothing to hold you down. That's very powerful. You almost feel like you can do anything. The mind is very light, everything is lifted. And then we bring the hands together. And bringing the hands together brings the presence to it, again, a focus. And with this focus, it's almost as if there are no opposites, everything stands still, it all comes together. And it's a peaceful, powerful presence in that moment. Nothing's happening other than what you feel. It's very focused again. So we're moving into this focus, and then we're moving out of it. And we go up a little higher. And now, it's in your mind, it's almost like the presence of the whole universe, you know, everything out there as far as you can imagine. You know, we're connected with that. Just as if you're an astronaut and you're in the space and you're looking, you can see the beauty of the planet and the earth and everything. This is a big connection. But with this presence, there's a feeling of being part of something much bigger. That is a powerful feeling. That you're part of that, that's part of you. You're giving and you're receiving. These are all powerful concepts. And then we bring the hands down. Everything kind of flows within us, and yet connected outside of us. The presence we have now is just of stillness, of completeness, of connection. So we touch the finger and thumb, touch the tongue to the roof of the mouth, and everything is just there, just is. You know, within yourself, touching and connecting to everything else. And by bathing in that presence. You know, beautiful moment. And then finally the hands come back to the center. Everything comes back to where we started, coming back home. And then from here, the presence is one of us being in that state of mind and awareness, and at the same time observing what's going on in our life outside, as if they're two separate things. You know? And it's as if you're watching yourself as from a distance, what you're doing. And what you want is how you feel at the end, how that can influence your life outside. How can more of this presence and awareness benefit you in your things that you're doing outside. It might just encourage you to slow down a bit, to take time for people, for nature, for what you're doing. You might realise that some things you're doing are draining your power, draining you, and actually you could do with giving them less attention, presence, and leaving them. Let them just go their life cycle and finish, and put your energy and your power and your attention into something else, or something completely new. It just kind of comes to you perhaps at the end, when you're in that frame of mind. It's just interesting to look at things from that perspective at the end. Okay?